Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BBJ and Immortal way of life. Now, we're going straight into the Imperial Sword Sect. It's been a few years again. It's 681 years deep. I'm almost Nascent Soul middle. Frankly, we're sprinting towards the end of this game real quick. And, I mean, that needs to happen. I'm going to be honest, that needs to happen. Now, let's go straight in. Come on. In the past so many years, this place has not changed much. Looking back in those days, it feels like a world away. Old way, where is the secret pavilion you mentioned before? Look at the Xuxin pavilion there. Pass there and continue to move forward. It's the entrance to the secret area. Alright. You're the boss. The sculpture here is mostly destroyed, but the sword intent contained in it can still be felt. Here is the bright heart-asking sword pool forged by this old man back then. I still remember when the disciples of the Imperial Sword Sect had to pass through here on the first day of their initiation. Oh boy, he's going through memories. This is the place. Wuji's two hands formed a finger trick like lotus petals. That sounds very complicated. How do you even do that with your fingers? A wavering spiritual light flashed. The stone wall carved with ancient patterns slowly parted from the middle, revealing a path for one person to pass. If I remember correctly, the secret pavilion should hold all of the secret manuals of the Imperial Sword Sect, as well as my cultivation tips and transcripts. Maybe I can find some clues about missing memories in my records back then. Well, let's hope so. I feel like my new look definitely complements the fact I'm nearly 700 fucking years old. Good lord. You walk along the narrow tunnel. Perhaps because of the isolation from the outside world, the steep stone steps are not too dusty. Okay, wait. Obviously, there's going to be a whole secret society or some shit dedicated to this entire sect. Or like the demon sect will be down here, one of the two. When I built this secret pavilion here to protect the sect's heritage, I didn't expect the sect to be destroyed after 1,000 years. The steps and stone stairs are made by my own hands. The stone wall formations are also carved by my own hands. Now I think of the scene when the sect was first created vividly, but unfortunately those ambitions have long been wasted with the passage of time. Why is this not the case for all seekers of the way? In this way, what are geniuses and heroes but also ordinary members of the masses of life? If you can't achieve immortality, naturally you're just a drop in the ocean. We all set out on the road to immortality with slim hope, don't we? I never thought I'd be enlightened by you one day. You and Wuji talk and laugh. The stone road has reached the end. I've known this old man for 700 years. Good lord. The staggered bookshelves are neatly arranged with various ancient books, soft aura flames swaying and casting shadows. If I remember correctly, my pen record is stored in the third row of shelves on the right hand side. Push the spiritual demon record on the leftmost side of the top of that shelf inward until the whole book is not in the groove to open the secret compartment. You push the book into the groove as he said, and with a click the hidden compartment on the side of the shelf comes out. It's gone. Yep, it's gone. How is this possible? You see Wuji so shocked, so he came forward to check the contents of the hidden compartment. You see that the dark wooden compartment is empty. There is no record of his experiences here. Why, you can't have a misunderstanding, do you? Could it be that you moved here before and you didn't remember it? Although the chances are slim, we can't rule out that possibility. Let's find out if there are any other clues here. The secret pavilion of the Imperial Sword Sect is not that big, and you soon find clues in a corner. A plain stone tablet caught Wuji's attention, and you cast your eyes over to find two small columns of words engraved on it. The tomb of your revered master Wuji. Disciple Ling Xuan. Old man, it seems that the secret pavilion is not untouched by people. There are still previous disciples of the Imperial Sword Sect who've erected a tombstone for you. It's Xuan, he didn't die back then. This Ling Xuan, who is he? When I founded the Sword Sect, I took in 6 disciples. Ling Xuan was my eldest and had the highest talent. When he entered the Ningzhuo monument, he'd already reached the peak of the Golden Dan, and his sword sense was no less than mine. Back then he was exhausted, seriously wounded and in a coma. I thought they were all dead. When I think about it, the secret pavilion also seems too clean and tidy. Not at all like no one's been here for more than 1,000 years. Perhaps the secret compartment of the transcript was also taken by this Ling Xuan. If Xuan is still alive, he will be able to answer all our questions, but more than 1,000 years have passed. Even if Xuan broke through to nascent soul, I'm afraid. You also said he has the highest talent. Maybe he went one step further and broke through to God transformation. Let me think. Ninja, God transformation stage. Sword cultivator. White Emperor of Wuling City. Oh shit. Elder Wei, do you think it's possible? Hey, I have long thought about this matter, but that sword technique is completely different from my Imperial sword sect, and doesn't seem to come from my disciples' heritage. Maybe Ling Xuan had other encounters. Either way, this pavilion clues has been solved. Let's go to White Emperor Manor and see if they know anything. I mean, obviously, people are going to recognise the Imperial sword sect, you know, skills, so it only makes sense that he adjusted them so they wouldn't get recognised. That's just big brain. I'm coming for you, Emperor. Say hello to this old man. According to legend, the Baidi Tower was created by Baidi himself more than 1,000 years ago. From the perspective of time, it also coincides with the cultivation level of senior brother Ling Xuan. You have comprehended the magical powers of my Imperial sword sect as well as learned the techniques of the White Emperor. Can you perceive the difference? Let me think about it. Imperial sword sect swordsmanship is elegant and agile. Once it is shut, it's a continuous offensive, with the fastest speed in the world. White Emperor swordsmanship is powerful. However, the way of attack is very different from that of the Imperial sword sect. Sometimes you need to consume your own essence and blood to achieve the maximum power of the moves. Thinking about it this way, White Emperor's moves are a bit like Hishan, to be honest. Because those are the dudes who were sacrificing their... Okay, but it wasn't really swordsmanship, was it? Blood Sword Palace? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Heavenly Demon Path, okay. But I'm pretty sure Hishan. Remember that there was a small faction in Ningxia that year called the Hishan Dao, and the magical powers of those exercises were used by depleting their own essence and blood. Does Baidi still have any connection with the demon sect? But these are only our guesses after all. If we can meet him in person, all problems will be solved by themselves. Well, that's true, if he doesn't outright attack me. It turned out to be Senior Jingying Mei. I wonder what happened to you who came to this tower today. Fucking right, I'm a senior. Bitch! Not acting like one though, but it's fine. I have something important and want to ask Baidi face to face. I don't know where he is right now. Can you get him to meet me? Senior Baidi's whereabouts are uncertain and he rarely returns here. I have not seen him for a long time. Why don't seniors go back and wait for now? If there's news, I'll notify you immediately. Oh, fuck me, it's Nishu Shin. What do you want now? I was looking for you. I found out that you came to Wuling City, just as I was about to send you a sound transmission. It's a coincidence. Yes. Why did Brother Nee look for me? After returning from the ancient monuments, I was ordered to investigate the whereabouts of the Slaughter Immortal sword and the remaining Devil swords, together with several seniors from the White Emperor. Now I finally have some clues. Oh, what did you discover? The immortal killing sword that came out of those monuments has been brought back to Hangzhou by the old man Xuanbone. The ancient guard sect is now closed, so it's impossible to find out more information. The immortal sword was also secretly seized by the Blood Sword Palace earlier. Oh boy, it's a mess out here. In short, this time the demons took away the killing immortal sword and the absolute immortal sword, plus the one in the hands of the Heavenly Demon Dao before. 3 of the 4 have been taken. According to your previous statements, you found some clues? Exactly. Grandmaster said that the 4 demon swords are sensitive to each other, and the time of discovery is also close, so the Xuxian sword is very likely to be born in the near future. Yeah, this is awkward. Because it's on my back, bro. So there's that. According to the Grandmaster's instructions, we've been investigating related rumours recently. Guess what? Then you must have found some clue. Recently, there's been rumours of crazy sea beasts attacking caravans. It's said that those sea beasts are very similar to monks infested by evil spirits in the ancient relics of Ningxia. They're unconscious and even actively attack people who are stronger than themselves. In addition, there have always been rumours that there have been seabed relics there, saying that there are ancient treasures hidden there. Although it's only a rumour, it's definitely not groundless. I think about the connection between those two things and think that there is a heavenly spirit treasure hidden in this underwater relic, and it's very likely to be the sword. Alright. I have reported this to my master. All that is left is to figure out how to enter the ruins. You know what? It's kind of annoying that I started as a loose cultivator, had to find my master, then my master and sect leader were murdered, and now I'm out here alone, nascent soul, while he's even further along than me. He's got a grandmaster, he's got a master, he's got his fucking dad. He's got all these strong people backing him up, and I'm just sat there like, bruh, fuck you. Wait, you mean Senior Bide will also go to this underwater ruin? That's natural. The endless sea is incredibly dangerous. If the sword of death is born here, then not only us, but also the 4 demon states will come to join. If you want to be sure of something, you have to go and check it out yourself. This is an opportunity. Although the sword in the ruins might not be what we're looking for, it's a good opportunity to figure out the true face of Emperor Bai. Then the location of this undersea ruin is determined. Not yet. I'm about to go there to investigate. I also want to invite you to join me. If you help us, we'll be more sure. Sure, bro. Yeah, let's go, bro. I'm ready. I have nothing to lose except my cheap life. I just need a few boats, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know. Because without doubt, this entire plan is going to go to shit. We're all going to get separated, and I'm going to be on the seas, lost without a boat, and that's just not happening. Hello, sir. This is all the way to South Cliff City. Finally arrived. The sea is really too boring. Yeah. Brother Nee is already a nascent soul. Why do you have so little determination? I'm not like that bunch of old stubborn people who only close their eyes to discuss the Tao. Open their eyes to discuss the Tao. Closing your eyes is hard cultivation, the result of a few hundred years have passed and they still haven't seen ascension. May as well travel around with me for the pleasure of treasure hunting. He's not wrong. No, it's not the time to say this. It's hard to get here. We better split up and inquire about the intelligence. Alright. According to Brother Nee's description, this vortex is not too difficult to see. Perhaps someone will know in the inn. Alright. Hello, innkeeper. Okay. Do I just talk to randoms? Taoist friend, I'd like to inquire. I wonder if you have time. You ever been to the Tunan Sea? Okay. Seems that this person is not very communicative, so let's go find someone else. Alright, well, that Maelstrom seems to have reappeared recently, so you better be careful when sailing in the sea. Oh, Maelstrom, you say? Is this the first time you've come to this area? The Tunan vortex is arguably one of the most dangerous visions of the endless sea. But the specific location of the vortex, I'm not too sure. I heard that the encounter with the vortex can kill even a nascent soul, and I've even heard god cultivators that have failed to break away and been lost. Damn, it's dangerous. Do you know the general location of this vortex? The location of the Tunan vortex? I've never seen it either. After all, the cultivators who have seen it are dead. However, I've heard that the Shattered Star Chamber of Commerce seems to have... Okay, so... Alright, okay, story time. I was running about the sea a while ago, 150, 60 years ago, somewhere around there, and I came upon a god realm, Kunpeng, who was creating a vortex in the sea, and my dumbass decided to get closer to it, just to have a look-see, you know. And then I got sucked in, and I was swallowed, and I had to fight my way out. And as it turns out, the insides of a god transformation beast on the sea is 20,000 health, and it too hit me, and I died. So, yeah, that's probably what's causing it. I'm going to be honest. Hello? What do you want to inquire about? Tell me of the vision. The most famous and dangerous is this vortex. It appears at different times, and the length of each appearance isn't the same. They've not come back to this sea for many years, and visitors are not more than 1,000. To say what magic treasures, opportunities, and etc. should have been plundered, we don't know. But until today, I have not heard of anyone reaping benefits from it. Do you know why? The reason is that it's too dangerous? Yes. The danger to the deeper cultivators has nothing to do with strength. If there had not been someone who was at the periphery of the vortex when it appeared and thus escaped by chance, there may not even be anyone who knew the existence of this vision. Oh, this Tunan vortex, although famous, its specific location, and we know this specific location well. Forgive me for not having the right to tell you directly. If what? If you're willing to exchange information with rare demon beast materials, I can also explain. You motherfucker. Oh, man. You fuck. Why couldn't you want herbs? Golden rock feather, golden rock eye, golden rock beak, golden rock... Nishu Shin, get in here. You're the young master. Come on. I heard that a nearby island has recently had a firstborn stage golden rock there. If you can't find it in these materials, you can go there to search for some. That'll do. That'll fucking do. To sea we go. Wait, how long do I have? 17 years. That's not even long, man. That's the worst part. It has to be that island right there. How times have changed when I don't consider 17 years a long time. Get out of my way, even though I hunted you down. Hello, Rock. I am here to literally eat you. The aura here. It's the gold. Yeah, boy, let's go. How strong are you? Okay. 4 bursts of 38 points. Jesus Christ. Golden rock flies into the air, dodging all skill damage. Fuck. Okay. This is manageable, though. I mean, probably. 5k health is quite a lot, so... Once again, we're just going to make him kill himself, because there's no point in, like, setting up a huge thing to attack him with and then he just dodges it, you know? That's, like, worst outcome ever. I almost feel bad. Like, I have so many debuffs. It's going to hurt him quite substantially. But do you know what? He deserves it. Oh, he gonna die. This next round is going to be brutal. And I have so much shield, it's amazing. Alright, let's see how much damage he does to himself. Oh! That was like 700. Poor bastard. Unless she's insult to injury. You didn't dodge it. Alright, it's over. Oh shit, that was a lot of damage. Okay, that was fucking easy. I say that after having fucked TRNG, but it's fine. Okay, I've got your stuff. Just take it. Do you have the demon bit? I do, there you go. The efficiency of your actions is really impressive. It's been like a year and a half, man. The vortex is in the southeast of the China Sea. According to the law, it should be the recent emergence into the world. If there's nothing else, you can immediately depart. I'd like to know where these dragons are, to be honest, because I haven't found them yet. You return to the pier, and Nishu Shin is waiting close by, but you see him have a pensive look. You don't know what he's thinking. Hey brother, did you have any harbours? What? I just went to the Heavenly Extreme Hall. According to them, hundreds of years ago, there were many cultivators who spontaneously went to the South Vortex, but without exception were lost. It's expected that they all fell. After that, the 3 major islands also called their cultivators to explore the Vortex. One of the most powerful Shattered Star Chamber of Commerce even sent a number of Yuan Ying stage cultivators, but the result is still no one returned. As for the other information, the Temple of Heaven's End is only to say that now the Vortex is classified as a forbidden place, and relevant information is also kept secret. I also heard many times when inquiring about the Vortex, it's very dangerous. But it's also so fierce, it makes me more convinced that this magic sword is indeed there. Or at least some order of exotic treasure. You think about the immortal sword on your own body, and whispered a compliment, but Nishu Shin didn't care too much. It seems we have to go somewhere else to inquire about the location of this vortex. Otherwise, with such a large place, who knows when we'll find it. I didn't say that I only inquired about how dangerous it was. What do you mean? Oh, according to Shattered Star Chamber of Commerce, Tunan Woolper will reappear soon. We have to leave quickly to catch it. Then we'll leave for the South China Sea. Onward! Where do we... Are you taking me there? Can you take me there? Oh, come on, man. Dick. 16 years. So, I need to go left to the South 2C. Now, my fear is that I will get caught up. But there's a very limited amount of time. Watch me be too late. Slaughtering everything in my path like a good nascent soul. How long do I have left? 15 years. It should... So that's into the deep Black Sea, so I gotta go to there. Alright, alright, alright. I love how things run away from me now. Rude fucking... You go to good use, I sell you. You get used. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm gonna say... I think, you know, a little bit that I have found where I need to go. I don't feel it's wise to just... Oh, whatever. You and Xuxin came from South Cliff City. You arrived in the South China Sea, and for a few years, you tried in vain to find the whirlpool. Even you have repeatedly doubted the authenticity of this Broken Star Chamber of Commerce intelligence. Before there was the Heavenly Chance Pavilion, and now the Broken Star Chamber of Commerce. Intelligence is really unreliable. Surprisingly, Xuxin did not reply to you. Oh, in fact, it's not so strange. From Guanling City to now, Xuxin still feels that everything in the Endless Sea is very new and completely different from on land. On the sea is full of cultivators and trading islands, etc. But after a period of time, especially after spending a lot of time searching for this vortex, Xuxin could no longer stand the boring Endless Sea. In Ningzhou, with his Yuan Ying stage cultivation, he can fly from Wuling Sea to Hangzhou in only a few days. But in this sea, it's not moving for months or even years, with the same unchanging water and sky. So Xuxin, in order to find some fun, has started fishing in the spirit boat. But with the speed of the spirit boat, ordinary fish can't even react in time, let alone bite the hook. Rather, there are occasionally unlucky fish flying rapidly past fish hooks that got caught. Just when you were sarcastically remarking about Xuxin's unique way of fishing, you notice that the aura around the boat has become thicker, like it's near an extremely powerful turbulence. But as long as you don't stay in the aura turbulence with your physical body for too long, crossing it's as easy as a handful for you and Xuxin, and you didn't think about it too much. And you feel that the aura's richness has increased significantly but still remains balanced. It's not a threatening force. Wait, the concentration of aura rises so fast. Could it be that there's a huge aura whirlpool ahead? It might even be the vortex. After identifying the direction, you drive the spirit boat to speed up. As the spirit boat kept advancing, the clattering sound of water was getting louder and louder. In a short time, the sound of its momentum was as if stars were directly hitting the sea. Looking at it, you see the whirlpool on the water surface, separating water and sky. When you probed with your sense, it was like a giant cold abyss, and the immortals and demons couldn't escape it. It was so big that it covers thousands of miles, so deep that it can swallow yin and yang. Ah, this is the vortex. Really big. And that's the TLDR. Really fucking big. This vortex is not even the effect that a full-strength strike from a peak nascent soul can cause. It seems that Broken Star Chamber of Commerce is too reckless to let a few nascent soul come here with a bunch of golden cores to explore. Hey, but to see such a vision is really not a loss. Anyway, we're going in, so why don't we take the boat and go with the flow and experience the power of this vortex. You are reckless as fuck. I like it. Let's go. We have to go step by step. Jingy May's right, and fucking right, I'm right. After you reach an agreement... I've known this motherfucker for 686 years now. He has not changed. After you reach an agreement, you protect your body with divine power and quickly advance towards the vortex. This is... Oh boy. I'm going to save, because I don't want to have to go through that chat log again. The two of you, relying on your own strength, forced your way out of the whirlpool halfway through, not choosing to go straight to the origin, but choosing a relatively safe distance to watch first. Previously in the Endless Sea, you've never been deep to the bottom of the sea, but the scene in front of you is beyond your expectations. In addition to an ancient tree that fills your field of vision, there is nothing else. There is no expected immortal residence or relics. Only the top cover like a cloud, like the stem of the pillar of the sea, from the branches of the tree and down to form a mysterious forest of hanging roots, hanging there in the bottom of the sea, just like a world of its own. The whirlpool on the sea is actually due to this tree. Jingy May, I just used divine sense to explore it, but found that the tree's hanging roots can actually isolate it. Well, when in doubt, go closer, right? Okay. At least each step isn't costing me time. That's something. On we go! Are we not going to get into a fight? Ah. After advancing for a period of time, the distance between you and the core of the ancient tree is getting closer and closer, but there's still no discovery of anything near an evil spirit. Nee, brother, this hanging root thing seems to be no danger. Why don't we... Just when you plan to discuss with Xuxin to speed up your progress, a divine sense attack from nowhere makes your soul suffer a violent impact, and you have to stop your unfinished words and forcefully concentrate your mind to stabilize your soul. You forcefully stabilize your state, but the expected next wave of attacks does not arrive as expected. Holy fuck, man. Brother Nee, this divine sense. When you are full of doubts and ready to communicate with Xuxin, you find that there's no figure of him nearby, except for the dangling roots. Could it be that Brother Nee found something in the attack just now, so he didn't wait for me to stabilize my divine soul and already went after him first? Then I'll go after him too. You ponder while rushing in the direction where Xuxin might be advancing, only to find that a broken root whisker behind you actually swept over you. You fucking what? Well, this is going to be slightly problematic, I think. Well, I mean, maybe not. But it's an octopus that's a sword cultivator. That just gives me... That's a lot of questions, first of all. So, plan A. Oh yeah, he does the same thing as me. That's not ideal. He wasn't ready for this. He was not ready for this at all. He did. You resist the root attack and about to seize the opportunity to cut it off, but suddenly your soul had a shock. You hurry to adjust your state again, ready to attack with divine power. The target in front of you actually became Xuxin. Brother Nee, what are you doing here? Oh, I thought I was going to die at your hands, Jingy Mei. How did you suddenly strike at me? Brother Nee, didn't you leave first? I was just attacking the roots of the tree, right? Jingy Mei has been fighting with me. It hasn't moved since we approached it now. Then, I was caught in an illusion. I'm really sorry. The next step is to be more careful. I can't afford that. Yeah, that's my bad, brother. If it makes you feel any better, if that was actually you, you would have clapped my cheeks. So there's that. Positives for him, not so much me. The two of you were careful all the way to the stalk of the divine tree and finally arrived at it. There doesn't seem to be a fury or similar visions here, let alone a magic sword. Could it be? Could the magic sword be in the trunk of this tree? No, I'm afraid there was never any magic sword here. And as for our previous speculation about the fury, that was probably just the illusion that we encountered. So those who were sucked in by the whirlpool died in an illusion? Cultivators who made it to the bottom of the sea alive should have mainly killed each other to death in the illusion, but how did the monks who were swept to the bottom of the sea fall? Come to think of it, we've come all the way here and we haven't encountered any danger other than illusions. But if they could get out alive, the cultivators of the endless sea should know more about the situation underneath the whirlpool. The two of you were standing at the bottom of the ancient tree in deep thought. Jingy Mei, watch out. At Xuxin's shout, you quickly get out of your thinking state, only to find what should have been Xuxin's position in front of you is actually the broken root of the divine tree again. Another hallucination. While you're still thinking about it, the root whisker is already letting out sword chi, just like when Xuxin is preparing to attack with full force. Could it be that Brother Nee fell into an illusion, so he's ready to attack me? Hesitantly, the suspected Xuxin's root actually attacked itself with sword chi, but it didn't have any effect, as if Xuxin really attacked the ancient root's whiskers with sword chi. Jingy Mei, don't freeze. The ancient tree is parasitizing us. Upon hearing this, you rush to examine your own state, only to discover that the ancient tree is somehow rooted in you, but apparently Xuxin's situation is obviously a bit more serious. He is in the state of his entire person wrapped up in the roots of the tree. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ! Late phase god transformation, my man. What? Hang on a minute. No. What? I don't want to die here. Oh, shit. Okay. I will die in 10 turns no matter what. Okay. So... Bro, I can't fight this. What the fuck do you mean? Shit. Maybe I have to deal at least 999 damage in 10 rounds. Like, that's my guess. Surely. Surely I'll live. Surely I'll live! Oh god. The roots are cut off, Jingy may run. Holy fuck, I'm trying to run, I can't run. Flee! Woo! Oh! It's done, knee brother, run. Two of you are about to use a vanish technique to run out of the range, but found that other roots and beards were apparently surrounding you without the intention of letting you go. Come on, man. Ah, shit. When you see that you can't escape, you have to use your sword or magic powers to fight with the ancient tree in one place again. But you can only barely find a chance to escape before facing an individual route. The end of this battle was naturally self-explanatory. I've already sent a voice transmission to the master, Jingy May, hold on. You have strong spirit, but the attack at hand is a few points stronger. As a result, not only did it work too well, but it also made the aura in your body, which was already not much left, one step closer to depletion. And once again the ancient tree was rooted successfully. Looks like I won't last much longer. Ningzhou, Endless Sea. So many desperate situations I have broken through. I didn't expect to fall in the roots of the ancient tree under the sea to become its nutrients. We're not dying here, man. Once I die, the old man, I'm afraid he'll lie on the bottom of this sea for 1,000 more years. When we get out, we'll have to make you face this wall properly. WEI'S voice full of banter comes into your ears, not at all like the old man's usual character. No. No, don't do it. No, I know what's gonna happen. No. No. No, don't do this, man. You listen carefully and feel that his words are full of determination. But what can he do at this time? He's just a Yuan cultivator's remnant soul, even if he wants to save your life, I'm afraid. This sword is not refined with the inversion of yin and yang. There is no water and fire to quench its sharpness. Immortal punishing sword rise. The sound of sword gas breaking the air was heard in all directions, and the sound of roots waving fell. Although you're trapped by the roots of the tree and don't know what's happening outside, it's not difficult to guess. You can't help but remember the scene when you first entered the Immortal path. I don't like this, man. I've read this too many times. He'd fucking sacrifice himself to save me. I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't have come here. During practice, you were dozing off and woken up by Wuji. You were instructed by him when fighting your first Yinsgao Python. You entered the Golden Rainbow Sword Sect with him. You broke through the Devil's Eye with him. You climbed through Ningzhuo's historic sites with him. You guessed the whereabouts of his eldest disciple. Don't you fucking dare. As you think back, the roots rooted in your body are also chopped off, allowing you to observe the battlefield. In front of you is the immortal execution sword inserted in the roots of the giant tree, and the sword glow is magnificent. Behind you is Xuxin, who was floating in the sea and moves slowly. You look to your left, you look to your right, you look up and you even use your divine sense to search the ground. There is no translucent remnant soul. There is no figure of Wuji. This is coiling dragon all over again, man. I didn't need this. I didn't need this trauma. Old man. For the sake of your eldest disciple, we only came here. How can you... just like that? It's my fault. I was too weak. I almost succeeded. I was so close to taking the step to become an immortal. As you are drowning in grief, the sword aura of the immortal punishing sword gradually dims, and the ancient tree is once again sweeping towards you and Xuxin. You can only desperately absorb the nearby aura and use it to activate your body's shield in an attempt to survive the next attack. In a panic, you took a whip from the tree and your body nearly collapsed, but also used the strength to pull out the immortal punishing sword and leaned toward Xuxin. Before you can communicate anything, the next blow has arrived. You use the Immortal punishing sword to block the blow, but you are also sent flying along with Xuxin. As if flying with a sword from the original location of the centre of the whirlpool to the surface of a sea in a hurry. All that remains in place are the broken roots and the blood of you and Xuxin, but you're also about to die. The South China Sea is part of the Endless Sea, a relatively balanced sea. There is no power struggle and no special demon beasts. But in this month's Endless Sea was different from usual days. First, the rare Tunan vortex reappeared, and then the original vortex that could last for several years just disappeared so abruptly. Of course, Tunan cultivators won't know too much about this. This sea where the whirlpool was created has long been forbidden to them. After all, when it appears, it sucks everyone to the bottom of the sea. No, maybe there are still people lucky enough to get out of the vortex, but also fall into illusions that are too difficult to extricate themselves from. The only ones who really managed to get out in one piece were the two now floating on the sea. Jingyi Mei and Xuxin. Now these two people are seriously injured, floating with the waves on the surface of the sea. Fortunately, in this forbidden land, there are a few cultivators and demonic beasts. A snort? Oh, sounds like a senior's come. Suddenly a wind came. The original raging sea was actually suppressed, like a sword, cutting across, leaving only a flat mirror surface. The two people who were originally soaked in seawater were also held up in mid-air. Nearby is a plainly dressed old man checking the injuries of both. The child is still so reckless, but hey, fortunately nothing happened. But it's also a blessing in disguise. He was able to get the heavenly Dao fruit from it. Huh, who's this one again? Although he's not a member of my White Emperor Pavilion, the aura of his body actually makes this old man feel close to him. Just, it's better to go back to South Cliff City first so as to not to attract anything else. When they both wake up, it's not too late to make inquiries again. Oh! My old man died, man. That's fucked. I mean, I guess I knew it was coming, you know, but... It's been some time since the White Emperor brought you and Xuxin back. During this time, you've been in the guest room to recuperate and stabilise your injuries. When you're bored, you'll also take out the Immortal sword and examine it, because it's inseparable from your experience of the Wei. But you don't know whether your soul has not yet recovered or this magic sword has advanced. Whenever you want to use the divine sense to explore it, it always dissipates, like no trace. Xuxin is already pushing the door and entered. This is also the first time he entered the room when you were recuperating after returning to South Cliff City. Jingyi Mei, look what this is. Xuxin mysteriously pulls out several red and pink fruits. You can feel these fruits are absolutely extraordinary. Yes, is it brought out from the bottom of the sea? Hey, this is when we were thrown out by the ancient tree. I snatched it by hand. I have several and I want to send you a few. And I will not be polite. In addition, I think your injuries should no longer be serious. Why don't we go see the master? It's not my external injuries. It's my internal injuries right now, man. My emotional injuries. I meet the master. This is Jingyi Mei. The late generation Jingyi Mei meets Senior White Emperor. This trip to the bottom of the sea is thanks to Jing as well as Xuxin. This kid likes to take risks since he was a child, and he used to think that he had the magic treasure given to him by Zhendong to protect his life, so he let him go recklessly. I didn't think he would dare to take you to South China Sea recklessly. If not for your strength, he would have died at the bottom of the sea, and also taken you with him. He praised me. Xuxin inherited the mantle of such seniors, and he was able to survive from the bottom of the sea. There's no need to be modest. I know his strength. If he would have faced that ancient tree alone, even if it's just the peripheral roots, he'd only be helpless in front of him. Does Senior White Emperor know the origin of that tree? Well, if I hadn't gone to the South China Sea to investigate the Devil's Sword, I wouldn't have known that there was this magical tree at the bottom of the sea. No, rather than an ancient tree, we should see him as the incarnation of the Tao. You what? Well, when the old man first arrived near the ancient tree, I just took a glance but was imbued with a large number of great enlightenments. I almost lost my soul. The fact that the fruit of the tree was the legendary heavenly Dao fruit convinced me of this. The ancient tree can nurture the fruit of the heavenly Dao, and it's not so easy to deal with. The old man had 2 moves with it, just to make sure it had nothing to do with the magic sword, and left. Hey, it's Jingyi Mei. You did not say before there is something you want to find from the master. Oh, little friend looking for this old man. What is it? I do not know if the White Emperor Senior has heard the name Ling Xuan. Ling Xuan. I think I heard of this person 1,000 years ago, but after all these years I don't remember much. Could it be that Elder WEI'S speculation is not correct? Well, I haven't seen anyone else know the Imperial Sword Sect technique so far in my cultivation, so I might as well use the lifespan secrets mantra taught by Elder WEI to test it out again. The reason why the Earth lasts is that it is not self-generating, so he can live forever. Even though it's been nearly 2,000 years since Emperor Bai first learned this formula, this god-transforming great master is still like a young cultivator who has read his formulas smoothly. This is the formula of longevity. Where did you hear this? The White Emperor's tone of voice is aggravated. Xuxin by the side is also completely stunned and not understanding what's going on. Senior White Emperor, please see this sword. You didn't choose to answer Baidi's questions, but took off the rusty sword that had been transformed into a pure young magic weapon and handed it to him. The latter was only excited for a moment, and when you handed over the rusty sword, he returned to his usual indifferent demeanour. The iron sword looks bland, but it is a pure young magic weapon, and its devouring power is also amazing. But what's the connection with the longevity mantra? The White Emperor didn't recognise the Immortal punishing sword. It previously absorbed a lot of demonic and fatal energy, although it didn't return to its full strength, but has been turned into a pure yang spiritual treasure. He held the sword in his left hand and grasped it with the right. His spiritual energy spewed out and was swallowed up by the rusty sword. Even the original dull hilt became shiny and the sword body was full of energy, looking ready to fight. Xuxin originally wanted to take a closer look at this miraculous rusty sword, but was forced to retreat several steps by the aura and could barely stabilise his body. Out, he screams. Is there still someone in there? He forcibly pulled out a translucent figure. Oh my, he's okay. Oh, could this be a sword soul? How come I've never seen a pure yang spiritual treasure with a sword soul? Jingy Mei, this sword is really special. You're really special, mate. Just be quiet. The room was so quiet that only Xuxin's whispering voice echoed. The wisp of a figure seems to be too weak, giving a feeling of about to dissipate. The White Emperor also forced down astonishment in his heart and sent it back into the rusty sword, with a few wisps of sword intent as protection. What is your relationship with him? The White Emperor tried to keep his voice balanced, but you can obviously detect the kind of surprise, like a bottleneck limited to 1,000 years finally break through the shackles of feelings. But you also failed to notice that while spying the change of tone in the White Emperor, the gloom between your own brows is quietly dispersed. And though he didn't teach me too many techniques and abilities, he's also considered my master. I didn't expect that after 1,000 years, I, Ling Xuan, actually have a junior disciple. This old man is really restless, dead for more than 1,000 years and actually gives me a junior disciple. Fortunately, I've been following your teachings for 1,000 years, not forgetting the Tao, not being tempted by profit, and now I'm a giant in the Ningzhuo righteous path. So I have not disgraced you. This ancestor is actually crying. The old man who is known as the first sword immortal in Kyushu is actually moistening his eyes, and his hands, which can protect the peace of a state with the sword, are trembling. For Xuxin, the shock of this slight tremor is no different from receiving a full force blow from the ancient tree itself. This is a late stage divine transformation cultivator, the White Emperor. This is the #1 sword cultivator in Ningzhuo and even Kyushu. The White Emperor. This is the White Emperor who can protect the stability of Ningzhuo, the owner of the White Emperor building, White Emperor. We get it. How do I feel that I'm not in the same world as my master in Jingy Mei? I have no idea what's happening. Perhaps I should withdraw and let them take their time to chat. Speaking of which, does this count as me knowing my master ancestor's secret and being able to threaten him to help me find all kinds of elixirs in the future? Yes, it does. No, what does it mean when Master says Jingy Mei is his junior disciple? Then wouldn't he become my senior uncle? Thinking about it the other way round, I have such a good relationship with Jingy Mei. Then I'm not the same generation as my master. Wouldn't my father call me senior? Your brain is funny. When Xuxin staged a small interlude muttering to himself, the White Emperor was also quick to adjust his mood. Jingy Mei, I'm not sure if you want to ask anything, but I can help you out. I want to know why the Imperial Sword Sect was destroyed in those days. This matter is a long story, but now that I think about it, the cause is that magic sword. but it's precisely because the Master failed to conquer the magic sword that a large amount of energy overflowed from the Sect, and I was sent there to protect it, but it led to... He didn't go on, but you obviously already knew what he didn't say. The old man once said that this sword was found in the ancient buildings in Ningzhou Monument. Was there anything noteworthy that happened in there in the past? When I was protecting the Dharma for my master as he was tackling the sword, I did notice some interesting traces. Interesting traces, you say? There are several sword marks left with demonic energy. I speculate that someone tried to conquer this magic sword here not long ago, but for some reason retreated. In order to prevent accidents from happening, I followed the traces alone and found someone lurking nearby. Seeing that he was exposed, he threw out a few blood evil talismans to force me back and used some kind of technique to get away. In addition, back then the Imperial Sword Sect never colluded with the Demon Sects, but I haven't been able to find out the hidden truth for many years. If you have the opportunity, pay attention to relevant clues. If there is a chance, I will definitely pay the perpetrators blood in order to wash away the association of the Demon Sect with my master. As he spoke, he became excited. The sudden rise in momentum made you and Xuxin both have to take a few steps back to stand firm. Not to mention that everything in the room was suddenly destroyed. As you know, this is still Baidi trying to restrain himself, otherwise he would destroy everything. That is exactly how I feel, sir. Good, good, good. Then I'll leave it to Junior Brother Jing. I'll look for clues about the remnant soul resurrection technique. I may have to go to other states or even the depths of the endless sea, and I probably won't be in a sound transmission range. If there's something to be gained, I'll notify you with a secret method. As for the matter of the Heavenly Demon Eye Array, if you encounter trouble, you can find people in the White Emperor Pavilion to help. Good, I shall leave for Ningzhou immediately. Well, there's one more thing to do before we leave. White Emperor Senior, give me your command. Junior Brother Jing in private, you are welcome, just call me Senior Brother. But please don't tell others about my true identity when I'm outside. Now that the Demon Sect is moving, this matter has caused disagreements and not conducive to the unity of the Ningzhou factions. You can rest assured, brother. This is my unique mystical art called the Fixed Element Incantation. I think the Master has already passed on all the magic of the Imperial Sword Sect. I can only give this as a gift to Jing Yimei. Thank you, Senior Brother. Nice! What is that? Fruit of the Heavenly... Yeah, that's going to be good. Whatever I do with that. Oh, damn. That's for God Realm. Hell yeah, that's nice. Those are expensive, man. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave this one here. This just kept going. A lot happened. There was an emotional roller coaster. There was a physical roller coaster. I have been beaten black and blue. Oh, I can tell we are getting closer to the end of the game now for sure. God Transformation's last step, and then hopefully surviving the inevitable war with the Demon Sect and the Righteousness. Who knows who's going to win? Hopefully me. God, I hope it's me. I put so much effort into this game so far. But subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and of course, as always, have a great day.